this is Stephanie Manley with Copycat.com. Thank you for joining me. We are going to make a fluffy or foamy omelet. You can call it either which way, but it is the same type of omelet. And how these omelets are made is when you crack open your eggs, you actually separate the whites and the yolks and you beat them up separately. So you get a nice, tall, fluffy omelet. So I'm gonna show you how to make that. You just need a few ingredients. You need eggs, you need some water, some flour, salt, and a little bit of butter to cook your omelet in. So why don't we go ahead and get started. We're gonna begin making this omelet by cracking open our eggs and separating the whites and the yolks. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack my eggs, and I'm gonna use this bowl for my whites and that other one for the yolks. Now, I like to separate them very simply by just using my hand. Everybody has this tool. So just gently hold the yolk and the white will separate from it. Just be patient, it'll happen. Oh my goodness. These eggs must be very fresh. There we go. All right, so we have a yolk and a white. Again, just crack open your egg. I just pour the egg into my hand. And these eggs are really fresh, so I'm gonna try to just pull away the whites just a little bit since they're so fresh. I just bought them today. The fresher the egg is, the more tightly the white hangs onto the yolk. There we go. Alrighty, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and whisk together my egg yolks. You can use a whisk, a fork, or even a mixer, your choice. So I'm just gonna use a fork here and I'm gonna beat these until they're nice and light yellow color. So once our yolks have gotten to a nice lighter color, we're gonna take our flour and we're gonna go ahead and put that in. Now the flour helps give the omelet just a little bit more body. So just go ahead and blend that in. And we're gonna set this to the side. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and fluff up our egg whites. So I'm gonna use my immersion blender for this. So if I'm ever going to make this, I only wanna clean one tool. So I'm generally going to mix my egg yolks by hand and I'm going to use the assistance on the egg whites. So we're actually gonna beat these till they're nice and dry and they have really tall, stiff peaks. And I'll show you what those look like when we get there. All right, so we've gotten our eggs beaten up and you can see this is the point where you want them. They'll really get that way. Now, if you have trouble getting them to be this high, you may wanna make sure that everything is grease-free. You need really, really clean equipment to get your eggs like this, but you can get them like this. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our little bit of water here and we're gonna put a little bit of salt that adds a little bit of seasoning. And we're just gonna gently fold this in. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna pour our egg yolk into here. So we poured our egg yolk into here and now we just kind of wanna gently fold the egg yolk in. Do it something like this, just very, very gentle. And you're gonna do this just until everything turns nice and yellow. So don't stir it up like you would like a cake. We're not making cake, we're not making cookies. You just want to bring the egg yolks in as gently as possible. Now, I promise if you're a beginner cook, you can do this. We were making these when I was in school. We were about 12 to 13 years old. So I know if I could do it when I was 12, I'm sure you can too. All right, we've gently folded these in. I put a little bit of butter in the bottom of this pan and it's already melted. So now I'm just going to put the egg mixture in here. And now I'm gonna gently spread it out. And I'm gonna let this cook on like a low simmer for just about a minute or so. Then we're going to pop it into the oven. I have an oven at 250 degrees, and we're going to leave it into the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. And we'll be ready to serve our fluffy omelet. Okay, so we've just taken our omelet out of the oven, and the pan is hot, so please know that. And I'm just going to like cut kind of like a little slice out of here, and I'm gonna put it on my plate so you can see how fluffy it is. You see, isn't that awesome? It is fluffy. You've never probably seen an omelet just like that. Now, before serving it, you could put on a little bit of cheese to give that a little something extra, and it'll just melt. So there you go. We have a nice fluffy or foamy omelet. It was very easy to make. This is a great way to turn 4 eggs into a large meal. I hope you give this recipe a try. Be sure to subscribe so you can see all of our Learning to Cook videos. Thanks for watching.